Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to the YouTube side of things. My name is Jay Winokur, and today we're going to have a little bit of a game review. The game in question is Ready or Not, and this is my review after the first patch, and having entirely too many hours that I say I wouldn't like to admit how many hours I actually do have in this game. We're going to touch on a couple of different points throughout the course of this video, and you have my honest review of the game as it stands right now by the end of the video. So the first thing that I want to touch on, and you heard it at the beginning of the video, is, you can hear it right now actually, is the sounds, the ambient noise. You hear alarms going off. You hear footsteps, voice commands from suspects towards you, your team, you towards suspects and your team. They've really covered the sound aspect of this game very well. The gunshots are very crisp. They don't sound like Call of Duty sounds where it sounds like an airsoft gun. The grenades, the explosions, flashbangs, all of those sounds, I think that they nailed them pretty spot on. And we're running all suppressed weapons here, so obviously the sounds aren't going to be as it would be with an unsuppressed weapon, but the sounds are equally good for both sides of it. And coming up here, you're going to see what a flashbang does to people. I don't know how that happened to me there. It must be a bug. But you can see it does actually disorient you. You can't walk straight. You can't walk sideways. So the next point that I'd like to talk about is the weapon handling. So you'll notice the weapon sways as I move side to side, which is actually, your gun just doesn't stay planted in real life. I'm not comparing this to other games. For a lot of these things, I'm comparing it to the way weapons sound, handle, explosion sound, and all that stuff in real life. So that's kind of where we're going to come from. The next point is the less than lethal stuff. The taser, that is not a non-lethal weapon. A taser can kill someone, but they've done the taser pretty well. I did carry a taser for part of my career in the fields that I'm in. And I did not carry the taser that's in the game here, but I can say that they've done it pretty well, especially after the first patch. So when you shoot a taser, you have these little things that come out of the cartridge that are called aphids. Those are like little identification markers that are going to get in your suspect's clothing, and they're going to be all over the scene so that they can identify, yes, a taser was deployed. And you saw when I tased that suspect, or the civilian, I believe it was, that aphids did come out of there when I fired. It looked like Grunt Birthday Party from Halo, but that is actually what a taser is going to look like when you deploy it. A taser cartridge has two prongs in it. They're essentially the end of fishing hooks on the end of them, and there's a little wire, as you saw, with the wire attached to the suspect, and did activate on him and delivered him a shot. So you heard there, we did breach a door. We used C2 explosive, and then we flashed behind it to disorient who's ever coming in. So we breach a door that's locked in some occasions. We'll breach unlocked doors, but the reason behind a breach is disorienting the suspect behind it. In addition to that normal breach, the flashbang provides an extra layer of disorientation so that you have a tactical advantage over whoever is in that room. You don't want to fight on fair terms. Fair fights are for suckers. So we're going to give ourselves the biggest advantage we can when we're penetrating a room like that. You see us here, we can order our team around and order them to do all kinds of tasks for us. So that's going to be the next topic that I'm going to cover, is the AI in the game. So the first iteration, and I'll say that I'm not a supporter of this game. So there's 2 editions right now of Ready or Not. You have your standard edition, which is what I'm on, and then you have supporter, which gets the alpha edition. So they get patches early. They get some other exclusive content. They get HRT skin for the FBI hostage rescue team. They get a different shield, a tactical shield. They get a BCM rifle, Bravo Company rifle, but they're cosmetics, quite frankly. This isn't a game where it's like Rainbow Six, like the bad Rainbow Six, Siege, which I haven't cared about in years because it's not my type of a game. But it's exclusive content, but they've paid $120 for the game, and they've been with the game for a long time. So there's things like that. You see us here breaching and flashing behind it again. So the control over your AI it's pretty good. I don't know if I would call it deep, but you see when we're having them go to a door, we have a lot of options we can do. They can breach it with explosive. They can pick the lock. They can shotgun the door. They can do all types of things. And even if a door is trapped, so there will be traps on a door, as you're going to see here in a second. I could have them disarm it, but I chose to do it myself. So the control over your squad is very, very good. And quite frankly, this type of control over a squad is something I haven't seen in a video game in a very long time. And that's one of the reasons I really do enjoy this game, is it reminds me of the old Rainbow Six games. This isn't a talking head video, but if it was, you'd see that I'm wearing a throwback jacket to the original Rainbow Six, the lore, the literature. I'm wearing a Dieter Weber jacket. For those that don't know or didn't play any of the original Rainbow Six content, Dieter Weber was one of the snipers in Rainbow. The organization is called Rainbow, and Rainbow Six was one man, John Clark. Six is, in military parlance, the leader of a unit. John Clark was the leader of the Rainbow organization, and the book was about him. Obviously, now that we're a lot further down this rabbit hole, nobody that plays Siege probably even knows who John Clark is because they've replaced him with I don't know who. But the way that this game is, harkens back to that for me. I grew up playing the Rainbow Six games. The original one, Rogue Spear, Raven Shield, you name it, I played it. So the AI control is very reminiscent of that in the way you had that. You can also customize your team to have different weapons, different attachments on their helmets. You see, we all have nods just for the look. Nods is a night vision device, essentially. I have a mod for 4-tube nods, so that's why it looks like that. The next topic that I think I want to cover with this is the enemy AI. So I think the largest problem with the first iteration for the non-alpha community was the AI would bum rush you through doors a lot of the time. They've fixed that with this new patch, and the AI, while still very, very challenging, is a lot better. The mission that we're doing right now, we did do in one take. This level is called Penthouse. It's modeled loosely after the Las Vegas shooting. So you can see the direction that they're trying to take this it's based in reality, right? One of the other topics that I want to cover before we go ahead and wrap this review up is modability. So, as you have probably seen throughout the course of this, my guys are wearing rainbow uniforms. You see the patches. The uniforms are blue instead of the standard black that the game comes with. So I did actually get that mod commissioned. Somebody commissioned that for me. So I requested it in the Discord that they have for the mods, and somebody commissioned that for me with in a few hours. So that's pretty cool. The fact that there is an entire Discord already for this and the modding community, for me to see a game this early on have this much ability to be modded is unrivaled. I've never seen it before. Basically, what I have kind of done for my version of the game is some of my menu music is based off of Raven Shield, and the uniforms are based off of Rainbow. You can see the weapon that I'm carrying here is an MP5 Navy with the foldable stock. That is also a mod. But I've basically turned this into my own personal new Rainbow Six game, and I'm not disappointed with it. I think the execution of it is very, very good. There's a bright future for it. We're one patch deep, and this is more finished than most AAA games that I've played in the past 5 years. I'll also preface that by saying I pretty much stopped playing AAA games, and I've gone to things like this and Ground Branch, Postscriptum, things like that. You can tell that a lot of these games have devs that have put a labor of love into them, and I think it really shines through, especially with Ready or Not. I don't see this game going anywhere but up, and personally, in the state that it's in right now, this map that we're on right now, just for some, I guess, clarity, so to speak, last iteration of the game, this map was totally untextured. You see very few missing textures now. So in the course of one patch cycle, they've added this map, and they added additional maps that are test maps that aren't finished. But it just goes to show you how much you're dedicated to this game. And I really, really look forward to what the future has in store for this and all of the additional content that's going to be added. So we're going to wrap this up here. We're finishing clearing the last room. I didn't want to have to run around, so I secured the or lockpicked the door here. We're going to have our team secure 3 of the suspects that are in this room. We're going to secure the weapon, and that'll be the end of the mission.
Make him secure. Make him secure.
Okay, this one's all secure.
Make him secure.
Great work, entry team. Keep it up.
She's not going.
You get page up to complete the mission. Now it's going to take you to, there's a great shot of the rainbow uniforms that we're wearing. It's going to take you to the scoring screen, where it's going to show you the objectives that you've completed and the scores you've gotten from completing those objectives.
Excellent work, entry team.
And we got to be on this mission. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.